Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we got an idea that I think could lead into a pretty interesting series and even spark some controversy and debates down in the comments. So basically what this is we'll be ranking every character during that specific arc with only the information we have during that time or up until that point. A good example of this is someone like Naruto here, where he did get his chakra absorbed for quite a lot of time, making him nerfed, so we will be ranking that version of him that's shown and not just saying he's top 1 when he's at full power, or if Jigen is shown on panel but has no feats or statements. Obviously he won't be ranked because at that time we don't know what he's capable of. Sorry if that's confusing, but you'll understand as the video progresses. I just had to say all of that because if I don't, everyone will be confused. Also, one last thing to note is just the character has to physically be shown during that arc in order for them to be ranked. So if Naruto isn't shown, then I'm not just going to throw him up there. It's only going to be those who are present at the time of the arc. Getting into the Momoshiki arc, it's chapter 1 through 10 of the Boruto manga, excluding chapter 3.5, which is the Mitsuki Origins chapter, so ignore that one. And there are quite a few characters present on screen. And since it's the literal first arc, I will have to take some creative liberties when it comes to ranking those who have literally no feats or statements about them. And trust me, I went through and made a list of every single named character that shows up in at least one panel that is alive, so no Minato, and majority of them have nothing to go off of. So here's where I'll invoke my creative liberties power and sort of sort the feat list to how I interpret where they should be or clump them together with others just like them. So keep in mind this part is bound to have flawed scaling to an extent, all things considered. At the bottom here we have the featless people who aren't really combatant types, so that's just Himawari and Katasuke. Above them I'll have the Chunin exams losers, which is Chocho, Yuri, Yoroi, Yodo, and Inojin. Rip our boy. Shouldn't really be a surprise, but above them are the Chunin exam winners, and wow, who would have guessed it, but Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, Araya, Shikadai, and Shinki. If you really wanted a definitive strongest out of these bunch, Boruto would be that person because of later feats shown against Momoshiki, but I don't feel like putting him a whole tier above of the others. I'm kind of just speedrunning these lower tiers because it's not interesting to talk about these guys and there's really nothing to go off of. So next is majority of the old Konoha 12 plus another person with Sai, Shino, Hinata, Choji, Konohamaru, Tamari, Ino, Moegi, Konkuro, Tenten, and Rock Lee. Once again, some are stronger than others here, but none that I'd safely say is a whole tier above the others consistently. Sakura, Shikamaru, and Killer Bee are just above those based on older feats and other factors. If you wanted to mix both of those tiers together, that's fine with me. But now we actually get to the big strongest members, well, where I'll actually separate the tiers so it's not just a bunch of people grouped up and actually have some variance and feats to go off of. There's exactly 8 people left who have any feats in scaling, so I'll rank them starting from the weakest. At number 8 we have Chojuro the Mizukage, and he had the worst showing against Kinshiki compared to the other Kages, with himself being the only person to get cut up and damaged by the pair, sealing his placement down at 8th. In 7th we have Darui, whose only feat is having base Momo run away from him, but he still was getting his attacks blocked by Momo while he was in base, and that's really all we get for Darui in all of Boruto. So like, yeah, not too much to talk about. 6th place belongs to Kurotsuchi the Tsuchikage, since she actually landed 2 attacks on Kinshiki. One being the punch when she popped out of the ground in front of him to save Chojuro, and the other being the Ash Stone sealing jutsu that was able to keep him locked down. Though she did have help from Sasuke hitting him with a Chidori and Chojuro using a bone mutilation jutsu on Kinshiki, so you can't really say it was fully her jutsu that was the reason he got sealed, but it's still a more impressive feat than that of the previous Kages. Next, at 5th place, I was actually torn between 2 people here. Gaara and Kinshiki. But after further thinking about it, Gaara is going to be in this slot. If he really was stronger than Kinshiki, then things would have gone a little smoother and the team could have focused more on Momoshiki alone, on top of it just being light work for Sasuke, which didn't end up happening. So yeah, 5th place is Gaara, and the feat that puts him above the rest of the Kage is he blocked an attack from Fused Momo and didn't instantly get one shot by him. Yeah, with these Kage, their only fight is against these Otsutsuki pair, and there's honestly not a lot of actual fighting content within the manga for them. So just going off what I see here in this arc, Gaara is the strongest of the Kage. Above Gaara in the 4th place is Kinshiki. He's the weaker of the duo by far, especially with Momoshiki having his fused state, which is what I'm going to be ranking him on. And the other people I haven't named yet in the top 3 just have feats that put them above him pretty blatantly. Heading into the top 3 of this arc, and I won't lie, it's kind of controversial in what rank these gets ordered. I'll spoil the people now since you probably just know who's in the top 3, but there's Naruto, Sasuke, and Momoshiki, and I've seen these 3 get ranked in every possible combination. I've heard people say it's Momo in first, then Naruto, then Sasuke, and I've heard people say it's Sasuke, then Momo, then Naruto, and so on. So no matter what I say here, there will be people who disagree. And on top of that, the way this video is structured, with me looking at these people's versions in which the feats take place in or the form they fight in, and with restricting intel and things from later arcs, there are bound to be flawed arguments and reasonings to some extent. So keep that in mind when I give you this list, and really just keep an open mind when it comes to why I say what I say. Alright, with all of that being said, the 3rd spot we have Sasuke Uchiha, in the 2nd spot there is Naruto Uzumaki, and then the top position, the strongest in this arc, is Fused Momoshiki. Now hear me out for a bit, alright, because I can see how this is very weird sounding that Fused Momo is above Naruto and Sasuke individually, so let me explain this. Sasuke and Naruto are equals. That's been stated a whole lot and they are in fact very similar in strength, but when it comes to this arc, they both have reason for us to believe they are nerfed or not at full capacity during the fight against Momo. Sasuke's Rinnegan Spacetime Ninjutsu takes a lot of chakra to access different dimensions or to transport people. This isn't directly stated in the manga at this point, but going back to Shippuden with Obito accessing other dimensions against Kaguya, he needed more chakra than a clone of 6th Sage Mode Naruto has, and that's just one example. And then right before the fight takes place, Sasuke says he can only take a limited number of people with him, which was settled on 6. The 4 Kage, Boruto, and himself. But the scientists managed to sneak in, so add another 2 people which was initially unaccounted for. To me, I interpret this as this jutsu has a heavy cost on chakra, so during this whole fight against Kinshiki and Momoshiki, Sasuke was zapped of chakra and the little feats he did show were that of a support role in a sense, which when compared to that of Naruto, who was actively fighting Fused Momoshiki in hand to hand, Sasuke's feats are less impressive, making me put him in 3rd. I'm not saying he's weak, don't get me wrong. I still have more to talk about for Sasuke, but that has to come after I'm done talking about the 1st and 2nd spots for it to all make sense. Moving on to Naruto in the 2nd position, he clearly was not at full power. I think we all know this. He hints at being rusty when talking to Kurama about not being out of shape, and since he is the Hokage, he's not the one doing the fighting tasks like Sasuke has been doing. One example is exploring into Kage's castle. So right off the bat, we get rusty Naruto, then he gets his chakra sucked out of him and absorbed by Momoshiki. In the manga, it's not stated how much chakra was taken, but just that it was taking too long as stated by Momoshiki, and Naruto was shown sweating from it. So this just clearly implies it was a substantial amount of time, but the anime actually goes more in depth with it, being stated that they've absorbed half of his chakra. With all of that, we have a rusty 50% chakra Naruto who can react, block, and dodge Fused Momoshiki's attacks while in base. Then, when he powers up to 6th Path Sage Mode, he instantly hits an almost 180-degree turn, blocks his punch that was launched before he even powered up or turned around, and then proceeds to hit the dude in the face and kick him away. So, If Naruto is beating fused Momo, then why is Momo first? Solely because of the golem, that's it. The golem overpowered Naruto's Kurama avatar, and it only got turned around because Sasuke wrapped his Susanoo around it, allowing the majestic attire to reign supreme. If you wanted the reason for why I say this, it's clear as day in the manga. Kurama needed 2 hands to block one golem punch, then the golem started choking that fox out, to which Naruto wasn't showing any signs of finding a solution to get out of. So basically at this point, we have nerfed Naruto who beats Momoshiki badly until the golem is in play and Sasuke is narratively and stated equal to Naruto. So this is where you can basically change the ranking to Momoshiki in 3rd, then Sasuke, then Naruto. I only put Naruto over Sasuke because Naruto had better feats during this arc, even though Naruto himself couldn't stand by the end of the fight and claimed Sasuke beat him. If we were looking at this with a full power Naruto and a full power Sasuke, then yes, they would be 1 and 2. Probably Sasuke first, then Naruto second in this hypothetical, based on Naruto being rusky and Sasuke being out and fighting to make himself stronger. Then Momoshiki would be in 3rd. But since we are looking at what's shown in the arc and the versions of both of these nerfed combatants couldn't counter Momoshiki's golem individually on screen, that is the only reason Momoshiki is in 1st place. Once again, without the use of the golem, Naruto and Sasuke would both beat Momo in a fight, but it's not fair to just restrict this jutsu, so I won't. To go over the list one final time, in 13th place we have Himawari and Katasuke, in 12th we have Chocho, Yuri, Yoroi, Yodo, and Inojin. In 11th we have Sarada, Mitsuki, Araya, Shikadai, Shinki, and Boruto at the top of this list. Getting into the top 10 now, 10th place we have Sai, Shino, Hinata, Choji, Konohamaru, Tamari, Ino, Moegi, Konkuro, Tenten, and Rock Lee. 9th is Sakura, Shikamaru, and Killer Bee. 8th is Chojuro. 7th is Darui. 6th is Karatsuchi. 5th is Gaara. 4th is Kenshiki. Getting into the top 3, this is where you can change these around depending on how you feel about the golem, but there's Sasuke in 3rd, Naruto in 2nd, and fused Momoshiki in 1st. One last time, I'm going off of the manga for all of these, so there could be anime things that could change it, and for the people with no feats or statements, I lumped them together off rank and age and my own personal headcanon to an extent. So you can make a case for almost anyone to be lower or higher there, and I wouldn't care or mind. And one final thing before this video ends, time skip Boruto and Kawaki do show up in the first pages for the fast forward sequence, but I don't think it was fair to add those in. If you wanted to though, they are Boruto in 1st and Kawaki under him, then the list follows as usual. Hey, thank you all for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your rankings in the comments down below, and if you want me to continue this for the rest of the arcs, I'll probably skip the Mujina Bandits arc because it would suck for this. But any after that, I'd be down to do like the Code's Assault and Omnipotence arc. They really get interesting around there, so it could be a fun video. Like and subscribe, join the Discord, become a member, all of that good stuff, and like usual, have a good day.